Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ozfortress Season 25. We're in week 2 of Intermediate, and we're going to be casting the Coconut Nut versus Kevin tonight. And I'm joined by my guest caster, A. Bender. How are you, A. Bender?
What is up, mate? How's it going? Good
Doing
to be
well,
back.
thank you.
Keen for this game here tonight. Who we got playing again?
Kevin versus Coconut. And with that, I'm going to cut us short because we're rolling into the first mid-fight here. And Crybaby getting to mid very fast, beating Xando, and he's going to lay out some early sticks, doing some damage to scouts. And looks like the soldier just training spam right now. Sean's going to take some ground. He's on Carl, he's hit some nice shots, but Carl's going to back up and heal up. But we're trading frags in favour of Coconut, and with the demo pick, it looks like they're going to try and close out the mid-fight here. But 2 quick picks on the side of Kevin is going to have the mid-fight back in favour of Kevin. Just trading.
It's pretty even here, 3v3.
Could go either way, but I feel like with scouts still up on the side of blue, it's going to be tricky. Oh, and the Uber gets forced out of red team, and they're going to drop Kimber. I have a feeling
Kimber's not going to be happy with that.
Nah, absolutely not.
They can definitely re-push this though, red team here.
Yeah, the drop on Kimber there was crucial, and this mid-fight is just slowly going in favour of Coconut as respawners came in and managed to clean up on all the damage, getting 4 picks to close off the mid-fight.
Yeah, not a good drop there by the Kevin team here, but looks like they're going to push straight onto second, start the cap, and we have a nice Uber advantage here for the red team, about 60-50%. So they'll just wait up, build the Uber, and get ready for a push. Hopefully they don't drop any members.
Indeed, and we're going to see some off classes on the side of Kevin. We have Tachyon and the Brass Beast. He's going to be very difficult to take down in Uber Exchange. He's going to have to make sure to focus all of the damage onto him.
They've also got a Pyro here on the top right. I like to see that.
Curious to see which way they're going to take this Uber. It looks like they're going to try and set up for a shutter push. Players rotating lower to right. They're actually going to take an Australian lower, bombing Crybaby through. He's getting lots of sticky damage onto the demo, and the demo's going to go down very early. The Pyro's still up, and Scout's doing the best to focus fire. Oh my god, Pyro gets the reflect onto Seraph, and Seraph goes down. But unfortunately, they got too many frags with the Uber and just cleaned up on all the damage.
Yeah, it wasn't quite enough there, but valiant effort.
Definitely one for the frag video.
Oh, definitely.
So I'm going to be watching Crybaby this mid, seeing as he rolled out pretty quickly the first mid fight. He's taking a bit of damage, but that's alright. Arriving to mid around the same time, and looks like he's going to be trying to focus some damage onto the demo and the scout. Some really good aggression on the side of Kevin's soldiers, and it feels like red can't get forward with anything. And the med goes down. That med pick was so crucial for Coconut. Oh, and Bunnies gets so low, but manages to stay alive. Has a lot of faith in his scout and demo.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't pop, but he definitely stayed in with him. So we're looking at a, 80-90% Uber advantage. They should be able to come into second point, capture it. So looks like, yeah, blue team's decided to just camp. They've set up an engineer, heavy, and pyro. Really like that off-classing. So
I wonder
see what they can pull off this time.
If the engineer will make a difference on this last push.
Yeah, he's setting up a dispenser just on the side of the point. Looks like he's just going with a mini sentry for now, and he's just going to shoot from far.
And the red team's grouping up around lower, getting ready to do the same Uber as before, but the Pyro's here to deny it, and it's just complete disaster for the red team. Their Uber has gotten absolutely nothing. All the utils managing to stay alive on the side of Kevin.
Oh my god, I love that Pyro play. It's what I've been dreaming of for years. Finally seeing it played in competitive here. They predicted it, blocked it, so yeah, just what you want to see. So now they've actually got 100% Uber. Their heavy's down, but they do have a player advantage, at least temporarily. Looks like they're going to push straight out. The Bombers popped the Uber there, so they have been forced, but they will recapture second. Teams pushing back in through Sword to gain a bit of ground, but yeah, we're back to a better even situation.
That was an excellent play from Seraph to get the med force there. I mean, honestly, Blue could have pushed that all the way to mid with that Uber, but it was so crucial he got it popped while they're on bridge.
Yeah, definitely. They're actually down a player now for another 10 seconds, so they will actually be pushing with Uber advantage for 5-6 seconds here.
And with Bunnies calling 100% Uber, they're going to take this point relatively for free. Sean comes in with a huge bomb. He's trying to get his rockets onto Bunnies, but clean up from Red comes in.
Yeah, he could only get about 50% of his HP, so that'll be another Uber advantage push, but they don't have much of an advantage here.
They're going to have to go on the med very quickly here if this Uber is going to be a success, but 3 frags already, including a demo.
10%.
Oh, the bomb from Carl gets MG, and this looks like it's going to be another round unless Tachyon can pull something out of his pocket. 3 HP! And the soldiers come in, but Crybaby's on the point! No one can contest him!
Oh my god. That was close on 2 fronts. If that guy got the Uber, he was 10% off, that would have been it. And yeah, that last cap, he just couldn't quite defend it. So we're going to mid again, and Coco's up 2-0.
Going to be watching Xander for this rollout. He's getting to mid much faster than Crybaby this time around. And he's looking to go quite forward on left lane, laying down some sticks, and gets good damage onto Crybaby.
Skip jump across point by Red team there.
And Blue are just so far forward on the side of Red, even though they're down players. And MG's just left out to dry, and Seraph looking like, oh no, MG gets the arrow to Seraph.
Beautiful.
Absolutely huge. Oh, but Crybaby flags through Balk. Gets the sticks onto MG and Sean, and that's going to be basically a wipe on the side of Kevin. And
yeah, so they've got one play down for another 6 seconds, so I think it'd be too risky to push in, so I think they're better off just to wait for their player to get back.
Exactly.
But it will give them time to prepare with their engineer and all that again, though. Looks like they're setting up an engineer on point, just in that little hidey bit. So we'll see if they go Pyro again. It doesn't look like they are. I definitely prefer it. I mean, it shut down the push last time.
And an early
give
pick
it
on
one.
Sean. And it looks like the Uber's just going to come through Shutter here. And Crybaby's going to be Ubered through. Hopefully. Yep, he bumps through. And the Uber comes through with Phantom. Getting good damage onto the demo, and now they're onto the med. Oh, these Ubers are so clean, there's nothing Blue can do.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
a
the
wipe.
fact that they had literally only an engineer, they threw away the Pyro, they threw away the Heavy, the 2 things that actually got them the last defense. It's just a bit disappointing. Not really sure why they didn't have them that round.
And Xander going to be rolling out through Kitchen. Hopefully he's going to get some good exchange into Crybaby. Laying some early stick damage. Knows the soldier going Kitchen, but decides to fall across point. He's aggressive. He wants these frags, but he gets cleaned up
Red
by
soldier
Apples.
behind on full health.
Oh, he's going for the play. Onto MG. Good damage onto the scout. Ends up cleaning him up. And it's just MG up. And he's going to go down. It's another wipe. Red's mids have just been so unbelievably clean. I feel like the aggression on side of Blue hasn't been working out. They've been dealing with it very well for Coconut.
Yeah, they seem to be getting a bit sandwiched as well. Okay, we'll see a return to the Pyro and Heavy, which is definitely a improvement from the last round. So let's see if they can do this. They still have the engineer, so 3 off class. And yeah, Uberi should be coming in any second now. They just look going to upper.
Looks like they want to take this potentially in through left lobby. Going to be leading on scouts to deal with this Pyro up close. Instantly gets taken out by 3 players of spam. And now they're focusing their attention onto the Heavy, but they can't quite get the frag. The arrows have been raining out from MG, which is ensuring that Tachyon stays alive. And with only the Pyro frag for this Uber, it's going to be really difficult to finish up. But a nice pipe from Xander is going to take out Crybaby. And Kimber also follows up with a frag onto Kyle. So honestly, it looks like that Red are going to have to cut their losses here and leave onto second.
Yeah, it looks like they're pushing forward already. Now they've got the Uber advantage. Red Mez on 30, picks up the health pack, falls out through Saw. And looks like they're going to put Cap second. And yeah, great defense. The point of the pyro is it absorbs what the heavy usually would. So by the time they get to the heavy, the Uber's running out and they can't push any further. So it looks like they're pushing all the way through Saw with the full advantage. In fact, it's only 10% now, and a drop of the med. Damn, Crybaby drops MG. So it looks like they are now going to see if they can kill the med now that they've lost their own. Med's on half. Nice surf by Bunnies, and yeah, so it looks like it's in a huge fail there. They didn't check for the stickies, and now they've effectively got wiped. 4 out of 6 down, med down. They're going to have to fall all the way back to last. Looks like Phantom's going for one final play, but taken out, so they're going to have full advantage. I think they'll definitely be able to push before Phantom's back up, so this will be a 6v5 push with the Uber advantage, so over to you.
The sticky tap from Crybaby's definitely turned the round on its head, and they're going to take the Uber in through top left. Crybaby's bombing in, getting good damage onto the heavy already. Goes down. Now they need to focus their attention to the sentry, but sure, Tachyon has been very diligent keeping it up. Finally goes down, and they're not securing any other frags as of yet. The frag onto Demo though, that's huge.
They may have blundered this.
Seraph. Oh no, they've lost both soldiers and the scout.
2v3 now.
And the final frag, Apples with the 6 oh, but MG gets the
Oh my god, and the soldier comes out, picks up the Uber. Absolutely clutch.
Oh no, that's actually saved them this round. And Red's just completely left it.
That was the only thing he could have done to save that. That's all he could have done, and he pulled it off. They got too close, and yeah, defended the point with the Uber. But unfortunately, they will be redefending against another push, which should be coming in the next 5-10 seconds regardless. Red team will have to move. They've only got a 50% advantage, so they should be pushing in, and here they go.
And Demo's focusing attention on the sentry and then hopefully trap at the point afterwards. But again, the sentry's the only frag the gang with this Uber, and MG is getting quite close to having 100%. Players just need to stay alive, but everyone's dropping before he can get there. He's at 98, 99, 99! No!
He didn't do it! He was too busy chucking out arrows. My god.
99%. What could have been if he got the 100% Uber?
Exactly, it would have been 2 clutches in a row, but not quite.
And I'm curious to see how Blue might be changing out their mids here, because the past 2 mids have both ended in wipes. They need to change something up, make sure that they're not finishing the mid with a wipe.
Last chance.
And going to be looking at Crybaby here, just raining down sticks onto the side of Xander and MG, but he's taking a lot of spam, but Xander hits a spam 5 onto Seraph. Seraph goes down. Carl is weak as well. It. And oh no, Carl's just stuck in no man's land, gets cleaned up by the scouts. And with no soldiers, this should be the end of the mid-fight in favour of Kevin.
Yeah, they just managed to get 1 or 2 picks, and Red team has smartly decided to fall back. Now, what you'll notice is there's only 16.5 minutes left in this game, even Ubers, so Red is up 4-0, so it'd be good if they could start some turtling. They've got absolutely no incentive to push at all. They can sit here all day, they'll win the map. That's all on the Kevin Blue team here to make the move, and I think they should be going for a pick here, maybe a snipe. Bomb, and looks like
he's doing so much damage, but gets cleaned up.
Yeah, none on the meta, unfortunately, which is quite frankly the only kill that counts. If he went in and got any other player, probably wouldn't have made a difference. All he needs is the pop.
And we're going to see the counter sack from Seraph. He's in on MG and lands a nice rocket. But
yeah, I
he's
feel
cleaned
like
up by the
he
scouts.
definitely should have gone earlier because now he's down for an extra 14 seconds, so Blue team does have another chance to go for either a slow push or a sack. And it looks like they're going for the slow push onto grass. They're pushing straight in. Scout's on point, but he's been flanked. Uber's been popped, unfortunately. They dropped that scout. Looks like they may trade back as 1 scout soon. Very messy fight. Demo down. Med down. Sorry, Med is out, unfortunately. Wow, he's surrounded, yeah.
That was a disastrous Uber. I think dropping Tachyon there just led to the collapse of Blue team. They didn't have a scout that could clean up on any of the damage, and yeah, just overall disaster.
Yeah, while they are down 0-4, they still have a reasonable amount of time. I would have definitely liked to see just another counter sack rather than a slow push at that point. Just because they've been shown to, not quite have that DM to get through red at this point.
And the Uberad's shaping up quite nicely for the side of Coconut there, stretching it out. Oh, and MG dies to another stick.
Oh, you got to be trolling me. This should be GG. It would be an absolute miracle for them to hold this.
And Sean goes down as well. 2 picks on the side of red as they're coming in. Although Xander does get the pick onto Seraph. Kyle's going to try and bomb and also goes down
Good
to Tachyon.
start.
But only 3 up on the side of blue.
Med back up. 4v3 here. Red in
Kimber's doing
favour.
such a good job of playing the high ground. Manages to get catfish.
They've got
but,
respawns. Oh!
Couldn't pull it out.
5-0.
Honestly, that was a very decisive victory on the side of Coconut. I expected the game to be a lot closer. These are 2 very high quality teams. They've been playing very well in scrims. From first hand, I can tell you that they're very strong teams on paper and in scrims. They've been practicing really hard. I'm very surprised to see such a dominant result on the side of Coconut, but I just think they're doing such a good job of shutting down the mid fights.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some of those mid fights was so close at the end of the day, especially that first one. It was just back and forth, and I really liked Blue's defense a couple of those times with the off classes, but at the end of the day, if you are defending Snakewater last, it's just such a huge push that you've got to make to go from last to last to recap that at the end of the day, if you aren't winning those mids, there's a 90+% chance that you just aren't going to win the game. So at the end of the day, I call that down to mids.
Exactly, and I just love the execution from Coconut in those mids. It was very slow, very methodical, but it just kept getting frags, kept pushing forward, and punishing Kevin for any mistakes they made.
Yeah, I think they quite often also got soldiers behind, which I think split the attention of Kevin as well. So they didn't really know if they should go forward or back. I felt like when that soldier, for example, got behind a few times, they kind of fell back into it rather than just saying, okay, he's behind, ignore him, let's push on all the way forward, I think that could have been their only chance.
And I'm looking at logs right now, and oh my god, just absolute destruction on the side of red. You have Crybaby going 17-3 with nearly 475 damage. And then you have the combo scout for Coconut Apples going 23-1 with
These
10
are
assists
huge.
as well. Oh, it's just so dominant. I'm so surprised to see this result, to be honest.
I don't know the last time I've actually seen a game where someone only died, like a scout or demo or soldier, only died one time during the whole game and also had a high KDA. That's very impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the coordination between the combo on Coconut, especially between Apples and Crybaby, was just absolutely huge in terms of getting the W on Snakewater.
Yeah, a huge effort by the scouts, demos, meds, all that.
And the 2 drops from MG, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's the sort of thing that really stints pushes for Kevin, like there was a few times they were trying to push out last and MG had a drop or the med died and it was just really difficult.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, once you're already losing those meds and you're pushing last and the few chances that you defend, you just drop your med, well, at that point, GG, mate.
Exactly. So we're going to be heading over to Product now. Product is a very different playstyle from your stock standard 5CP, but I'm curious to see how it's going to shape up for Kevin because the scouts are so dominant. I think Tachyon is one of the strongest scouts in intermediate right now. He's just absolutely destroying. And Product is one of those maps that's really good for scouts. So maybe he can turn it around for his team this map.
Yeah, so Tachyon, that game effectively went to mid as scout, died, and then came back as engineer or heavy. So I think he's definitely got a better chance. If you think he's got good DM, that, yeah, I think he can go a lot better on Viaduct, hopefully. Is there any snipers that we're expecting on this game? There's a couple in the warm-up
I'm
on Coconut.
I'm
Have a bit of a
expecting some
practice.
snipers on the side of Kevin, definitely. I know Sean and or Kimber on occasion do like to snipe. And I have seen the sniper come out from Seraph a few times, but I honestly expect there to be sniper gameplay more so on the side of Kevin.
Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, hopefully we're going to start soon. And are we expecting anything like pyros, heavies coming out on any of these teams?
I haven't seen it in the scrims I've played against them, unless it's a well-kept secret they've had for this official. But honestly,
what about breaking fort spawns? Any pyro play in that regard?
I have seen a bit of that. You know, just when they're stuck in spawn, they need to get out. They'll just bust through onto grass with the pyro, just reflecting all the soldier spam. I've seen that once or twice, but in terms of running it a bit more full time, not so much.
Nah, that's a fair call. Yeah, definitely like to see the pyro to break that fort hold.
Are you familiar with any of the more unusual strategies on Product Bender? Anything you like to run?
Well, I like to run sniper. I like to run heavy. And I've experimented with pyro, but haven't had the most success compared to some other maps, to be honest. But I think there's definitely some experimentation which could be done with heavies and pyros and snipers as a actual combination. But that's for another day.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see how did you think Xander was shaping up on Snakewater? Do you reckon he was a bit too over-aggressive, or do you think he was fulfilling his role as demo correctly?
I mean, part of the role of demo is getting damage, and Xander just didn't get damage, so I really don't think he fulfilled his role as a normal demo would. He didn't get any trap kills, for example, that I noticed on any flanks, so when you're defending last, it's always nice as a demo to pick off one of the flank players. I didn't really see much of that. And yeah, obviously on middles, he didn't go large on any of those middles, so yeah, I mean, it is a difficult situation where if you're losing the mids and you're just on last, well, you're just shooting back Ubered players half the time. So you can definitely fall into some of those games where your damage is just so low. But I'd say on this map, he doesn't really have any excuses. As a demo, you just have to put up those large damage numbers on this map if you want to go well. So I'll definitely be keen to see if he can redeem himself.
And I'm just looking at the in-game chat, and it's going to be a bit of a roster shake-up for Coconut. I believe they were murking Catfish for Snakewater, and their core scout 47 is now joining the server. So they're going to have
consider that an upgrade or downgrade?
47 is a very strong scout. I think he's played lots of seasons high div in ozfortress. I'm actually not too sure, like on history of 47, how long he's been playing for, but I do know he's a very strong scout in Asia Fort.
Yeah, so I mean, while Inakuma did get the 23 kills, 1 death, he only got 600 more damage than Catfish. So I still think Catfish was definitely putting in the work. So it's not like he's necessarily the weakest scout they've been traded out for, but
yeah, absolutely. And Catfish is no longer with us on this server, and 47 is now in, so hopefully the game will be going live soon. Have you got any predictions for this map, A-Bender?
Yeah, I'm going to call it 3-2 to Coconut. Wait, is it to 3 or 4 these days?
To 3.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to call it 3-2. I'm predicting that, yeah, Kevin can get a couple of rounds on the board, but I still think, yeah, Coconut will pull it off.
Terrific, and we're going to be going live here. I'm going to be spectating Xander for this. Rollouts to mid. And Crybaby's actually going extremely fast, sitting on his rock already. A bit damaged up, but Xander's is going to be slow and steady walking up a cliff slope. And he's so far forward across right side, he's getting some good pressure onto the combo of red team. And Soldier's going to be jumping in and out on both sides. Carl gets extremely low, and Sean hits an excellent rocket onto Bunnies. and that's going to prompt the end of the mid fight, and Kevin pulls it out,
Yeah, a bit
keeping
of a
them at
mistake
alive.
by Kevin there by backing up. Once their mid was confirmed out, they definitely should have sacked the remaining 1 or 2 players onto the point, because they would have been respawning fast anyway. So definitely a minor thing, but it can make the difference, especially if they could take out the med or a demo.
Exactly, and with MG sitting up all cozy on cliff with basically 100% Uber ad, it's going to be very difficult for Red to get the push back in here. They're taking so much ground on the point. I wonder if they're going to call out the traps, but it looks like they're just trying to edge out the cap, you know, try and maybe force an Uber out of blue. And 47 gets aggressive on the demo. Sarah, the huge bomb, gets Phantom and Xander, and the Uber gets popped out of blue team. They're going to go forward and try and get some picks, but looks like only Carl's going to go down in this, as the rest of Red retreats into cliff.
Yeah, they managed to get a minute on the point. Their Uber has been forced, so it looks like Kevin's going to push straight back in and finish the cap, which they started. Once again, blue team just not sacking on the point. Definitely something they should be working on here.
Both soldiers going down on the side of Kevin. It's going to be really difficult to try and take any ground here. It's just the demo putting out the splash damage. They're just going to have to sit by cliff while Bunnies calls out his 100% supercharge.
Yeah, at this point I really want to see a 4 or 5 man sack, or just a slow push straight away. Don't waste any more time. Got to get in.
And it looks like Sean's in, and they're going to try and move forward off that damage, but Sean gets cleaned up by Seraph and Apples, and Kimber as well sacks in, but gets cleaned up again. It does force the Uber as Bunnies gets quite low, but oh no, Crybaby bombs in cliff and gets caught out.
NG is out though, and that is the key. So as long as the rest of these players don't hang around and die too soon, which unfortunately they're hanging around and dying, but we have got the push there by Sean, pushing it in. The bomb is coming in for the med. MG looks like he's going to be able to survive this, and beautiful work. 2 picks, they're going to push straight back onto the point, capture it, and I think they can do this. Red team, once again, another blunder. They're in spawn. They should be blocking that point, going for the pop. Instead, they just run back to home with their little medic instead of doing it. So that's definitely something I need to improve on. And looks like they're going to go in for a soft push here, not a suicide. Their medic's out, 100% Uber ad. And yeah, they're just taking too much time. So we're just trading damage back and forth. This is absolutely perfect for Kevin. They'll sit here all day waiting for this. Oh, beautiful midi there.
Oh my god, Carl. He's been deleted from the server. And Sarah gets picked off as well. And the Uber's coming out here. They've noticed the med was close. They're trying to catch him. But the medic gets out spawn with only 29 health. He was probably lower than that in regen. But the Uber there, if it caught Bunnies, it would have been huge, but unfortunately he just managed to get out in time with his scouts, and it's going to be full Uber out on the side of Coconut, and Shaw comes in for a huge bomb, forces the Bunnies, and they're going to be W got to point.
So Kevin needs to defend this point, sacrifice. Looks like they're just going to give it up and fall out. They definitely have the Uber advantage, but it's only slight, 30%.
And do they know on the Tachyon cam here?
Yeah, it looks like I don't think they know. They're not going for him. They're not checking their backs too much. So he must be ninja. So let's see what he can do here. He's just sitting back on these tires, and looks like he's going for the medic. Instead, he's shooting the demo, a couple of meat shots, and takes him down. The medic does get 1 Uber saw on him, which could be key actually. It evens up the Ubers. But Kevin slipped in. They've almost captured the point. Trading kills. They couldn't quite capture it.
Oh,
no one has Uber. Wow, mid down, 90% on Bunnies. And yeah, that's absolutely devastating for Kevin here. Looks like they're going for the Hail Mary jump, and Kimber taken down. That point, look at it, 60% cap, but not enough. Only 60 seconds left.
That was such a huge bomb from Seraph, catching MG with his pants down, 90%. And it's just such a dominant position for Coconut right now. The onus is on Blue to recapture this point, and time's dwindling, and they're lacking an Uber to go off. But the Uber does get forced with
Oh, you gotta be joking me.
Basically a 4-man sack. And it's going to be 50% on the side of MG. They will have time for 1 Uber push before this round is over.
Yeah, 70% on them. They've got to go real fast now. 22, 21 seconds. Oh, medic. The demo unfortunately gets a pick here. And looks like they're getting bombed. Red team coming in, gets 1 pick. Will he get another? No. There's 12 seconds left. They've got the Uber advantage. It's actually a 3v2, so it looks like they should be able to come in. Red team is just going to fall back, and that'll result in a 55 seconds left for Kevin. They've got to hold this to force the overtime and potentially the win. Just waiting for the players to respawn. So there's a 60% advantage. So they have enough time to go for a suicide if they are literally fast as they go right now. But I think they're wasting too much time. Looks like they're just going to go slow and have one final chance at this point. No, they go for the suicide. They go straight into the meat grinder. But it wasn't enough. It was a 3-man commit. It had to be all or nothing. And unfortunately, they literally got nothing. So now they've got 20 seconds. They're grinding up the Uber. 80% left. Let's see what happened on this final push.
This is going to be tight. They lose the scout early. They're trying to forward hold here and delay for as long as they can. The Uber gets popped out. Crybaby's doing so much damage to the soldiers.
4v4.
They do need to focus the point here, otherwise it's going to be disaster. MG on 4 health. Is he going to get out?
It is a 2v4. They're going for the block.
Oh no.
Medic down.
That was so tight from Coconut. They played it down to a millisecond right there.
Yeah, 0-0 overtime there, so definitely a close match. I think if either team can just tighten up their game, I think it could definitely tip the balance.
Crybo's been rolling out so fast with these mids. He's getting there with low health but doing so much damage. And MG's getting weak already. It looks like a stray rocket might get him here. And they're actually sitting quite far back based off of that. Seraph gets in onto their cliff, forcing them out, and they basically get a midpoint for free
Sean
here.
got to pick though. Nice long-range rocket, but they've just given up the point for absolutely nothing.
Oh, and Xander goes down as well. Oh my god, Carl!
Big minis,
nuts
mate.
Rocket onto Sean. That's
Sean even
incredible.
calls it a nice shot in the chat. He knew he got it done.
Absolutely insane play from Carl, and we're going to set up for even Ubers here. I wonder how Blue's going to try and approach this.
Yeah, it seems like they go soft push into a couple-man suicide based on the last few rounds, so it looks like they're going to move in. They're taking the high ground, and it's just a standoff here. Blue does take the position on the point, and they're going straight into them. They have been forced very slightly. We've just got a nice trade of Ubers. Blue team has gained a 1-point advantage. 1 player advantage, sorry, it gets traded back though. Demo's just on point. Wow, and absolute nice wipe there. Coconut goes down, full wipe, and we have a nice reset here by Kevin. So they have the Uber advantage, they have the point, and they're going to set up a nice little forward hold here with the demo on the cliff.
I think perhaps Coconut weren't expecting such an aggressive Uber exchange, and really caught them with their pants down on cliff, and they just gradually lost players as the Uber progressed. 2 frags on the side of red team though. It's definitely going to be enough to call off the forward hold as Kevin's going to retreat to the point. They still have Uber advantage, but
it's not there yet. It's 30% off. So if red does make a move now, it should work out for them.
Looks like they're just going to try and bully them off the point while they don't have plays with them. Seraph gets to pick onto Phantom. It's going to be really hard to push onto the point. It looks like... Oh, I can't tell. Nah, I don't think they will. If they do, I think it'll be too late, because bunnies will just back up
2
the
down.
scout.
Yeah, 2 players down, unfortunately. They dropped too many. So we're back to an even Uber.
And Kimber going in for a big distraction bomb. Gets denied by scouts. And Seraph is deep, doing so much damage to Kimber's, and it gets the force.
Was that a drop?
That was a drop!
That was a drop!
Xander hitting an absolutely clutch pipe onto bunnies, getting the drop. And that's absolutely going to turn the round in favour of Kevin.
They are losing players though, they are losing players.
Oh my god, they're also weak though. 47! He's going absolutely huge. Oh my god, he had 10 health.
Wow, this kid gets swapped out, he comes in cold, and he's running hot though.
That was absolutely insane. The drop was secured by Xander, and it looked like a 1 round on the side of Kevin, but unfortunately it was just so much coordinated aggression. Coconut managed to get the frags they needed.
Yeah, so... You go.
Although this point has so much cap time in favour of Coconut, it's going to be an uphill battle on the side of Kevin. But they do lose MG and Xander in this, and it looks like Bunnies is going to back out, heal up with his 80% ad now, and growing. And then retake this point.
Yeah, so med demo down. It should be a very quick retake here. Blue team should be going for a force and just sacrificing what players they've got. But they just give the point up, so looks like they're going to have to just regroup. They're going in for the bombs. They've called it. But the timing is not there. The soldier goes in. The demo goes in a second later. The scouts come in another second later. And the coordination is just not there. They need to really work on the sinking of those bombs, because I have a feeling if they all go at once, they're going to get those. They're going to get those forces and kills, but they're just going one at a time, unfortunately. That said, they did get the pop. So it looks like blue team is pushing back into the point here. They've got the advantage, but still only 70%. There's just trades, and blue team is just getting picked off. Final seconds, and Coconut takes the round. Or there's a slight overtime. Few seconds left, but they're not going to make it, unfortunately.
Oh, it's just so clean on the side of Coconut. The scouts and demo are just following up frags almost to perfection.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like my prediction's going too well at this point, but I definitely think Kevin definitely has a chance if they can go a bit more aggressive and get their coordination.
And we're going to set up for the mid-fight here as Phantom takes a lot of early damage as Crybaby's laying down sticks onto the combo. Very weak on the side of Kevin. And it looks like Carl's throwing the direct hit. Bit of an off-class, and he craters to Sticky from Xander.
Not a good look. I definitely like to see the direct hit, though.
And it's so weak on the side of Coconut. It looks like this is going to get bullied off this point with that player pick. And
yeah, a little bit of overconfidence. I mean, I wouldn't feel like swapping the direct hit mid-game is a good idea, to be honest.
And it looks like he's back on the original now. He's learned his mistake. No longer going to BM the enemy team.
Will it cost him, though?
And it looks like MG's actually been quite
Big
slow
damage
to build here, and could get caught potentially at 98, 99. Manages to get in time, but Crybaby's just laying down so much damage with these sticks, and they actually get the Uber. Maybe they thought it was ad, based off the minimal ad they had before, but unfortunately...
Yeah, Kevin had the better Uber, and they've been able to maintain the point. Unfortunately, Kimber goes straight in, dies. Phantom looks like he's going to drop as well, and they've just lost two players for absolutely nothing. Crybaby, though, double pipe, though, there. Lysander, nice work, but he's getting bombed. He's going for a melee battle. Oh, the soldier of Coconut comes out on top, and Inakuma takes down 47, and wow, that was unfortunate.
Carl nearly getting on MG there, hitting a fat rocket, but he gets cleaned up by spawners. But absolutely insane pipes from Xander and skill stick coming out from Carl.
Yeah, it was a bit of a melee battle.
And with Uber advantage on the side of Coconut, it looks like Blue just want to try and muscle away onto this point before Bunnies gets. And Bunnies will know that he's that, and coming forward with the Uber. MG's so forward, he's so weak. A single stray rocket would get him here, but he's all the way... Oh no, Carl!
He's down! That last rocket, the splash damage took him down. And yeah, this is not looking good at all. Bunnies has been reset back to no Uber, so he's got the slight advantage, but they've got the point. Luckily, yeah, Kevin did actually get a minute at the start, so it's not looking too bad, but yeah, Coconut have set up the forward hold, so this could be a little bit tough to break without the Uber. Oh, Kimber just kills himself on Crybaby, though. Does take him out, though. But once again, when you're defending, it's definitely better to get the not get the trades.
47 hits of absolutely insane shots since Tachyon manages to get out with just enough health. And Carl coming with a huge bomb, lands all his rockets to Seraph. Oh, and to Phantom. Oh my god, Carl. Absolutely insane rockets.
He got absolutely pickled.
Oh, they were just perfect. The directs which just popped all the players up and manages to get the med again.
He doesn't need a direct hit for that.
And they're going to be trying to forward hold with this full Uber ad. It's just looking more and more dire for the side of Kevin. Looks like they're going to try and bust out Cliff, but Crybaby's got locked down with sticky traps. Manages to take down Short. They're going to try and bust through, but Crybaby's getting pressured out. They managed to get in relatively cleanly. Oh no! There's more destruction on the side of Coconut as Crybaby pipes a scout and Carl gets another pick. It looks like
Kimber goes in, Sean goes in and down, and it's just 2 left here. The demo on the medic. Looks like they're just going to slowly hold the cliff, but it's not looking good at all. They've only got 40 seconds left to push. They're down 30% Uber, so they're just going to have to wait this out most likely. And they're probably just going to have to trade on to point soon. They're trying to slow push, but they could get bombed at any second or just popped into.
Oh no,
They've got the pick!
Oh wow.
Trading 1 for 1. They managed to get the pop, but the medic of MG gets dropped. There's 15 seconds left, and I think it's over.
I think
don't
that
think they can
sealed the
push
deal.
this. Yeah, 10 seconds
get caught
left.
out late. And they're just gonna get into their spawn, basically. Oh no, it's so dire. And that's gonna be the game.
Man, yeah, not even. It was close within each round, but overall, yeah, Coconut was just that little bit better. I definitely feel like if Kevin goes back, watches the demos, and kind of looks at where they were doing different kind of bombs, they were desynchronized. I think both teams have a lot to improve on this map. So whenever the other team's capturing the point, you can effectively suicide all your players except the medic to block it, get any kills, delay any time. And yeah, some of their pushes, whenever the other team had the point, they were just pushing in too slow and too scattered.
And it was interesting to see how they were pushing through left most of that time.
And that's Cliffside, correct?
Yeah, that's Cliffside.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite tricky to try and get through concrete, but you know, I felt they had like mixed success pushing left.
Yeah, they usually lost at least one to the sticky spam / trap, and then if they managed to get through, the rest of the team got down to about 1/2 health. So yeah, I definitely felt if they pushed the grass side, get a pyro if you need it, but just bust that side. It's definitely a lot easier to push through. Even middle is a lot easier to push through, to be honest. You're a bit more vulnerable to bombers, but yeah, it's definitely not a good idea to go cliff as the combo versus demos.
Indeed, and I'm still very surprised to see such a dominant result from Coconut. Coconut's the lower seeded team, and they've really performed tonight. They've shown that they're real contenders this season, intermediate, and whilst I'm surprised, I'm pleasantly surprised to see how well they've been performing tonight.
Yeah, and this is definitely the kind of thing that can give you momentum early-ish on the season. You get that win, you're the underdogs, you come out, it gives you that confidence to kind of push forward into the rest of the season and definitely contend for playoffs.
And I'm curious, do you think Xander had a bit of a redemption this map, Abender, or do you think maybe there was still a bit he could work on?
Let me just check the logs, just so I can actually have a reasonable idea of what he did. But from what I could see, I didn't see anything amazing from him, to be honest. Yeah, his bombs were usually 1 or 2 seconds after the soldiers, the scouts after that. He definitely upped the scoreboard. So, I mean, he's putting in the most damage for his team on that one with 5.1k, 319 damage per minute. But compared to Crybaby, which was 479, it's definitely not as good. But I would say it's an improvement over last map. I mean, you'd expect to get top damage as demo, and he definitely did that by quite a lot. But I definitely don't think it's the kind of play to change the game. Potentially going crits, for example, could have helped them out that game. I mean, if you saw there was a lot of back and forth situations, there was a lot of situations where there was near even Ubers. And I think if they went crits once or twice during that time, I think it could have just gave them that advantage to get that med pick, boost up Xander's damage and kills, which would have allowed them to just win maybe some of those close rounds that came down to the overtime. I mean, I definitely feel like crits should be used at least once or twice per map on Viaduct, just to kind of keep them on their toes. If you don't use it at all, it's definitely, you just get used to the Uber trades back and forth. But if you just throw that crits in even once in the first map, they're always just going, is the crits coming? Is the crits coming? It's always on their mind, even if you never go it again. So I definitely think that's another thing both teams could have actually tried. Once again, especially if you're the underdogs. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're the underdogs, you're getting out DM'd, sometimes you do need to pull out something like a crits to get you that extra little edge to push you over and get some of those rounds on the board.
Indeed. And I think we'll head to interviews now. We've got a few people already post-game. And in our interviews, we're joined by 47 apples and bunnies from the team of Coconut Nut. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Top of the morning, guys.
So how content are you guys with tonight's performance? How do you feel everything went?
Oh, apples. 47. How about you start?
I didn't play for the first map, so I didn't know what was going on. But for product, I think we did so much better in comparison to the previous scrims as we had before.
Mate, you came in hard there. You came out with a 22 kills, 13 deaths. Sorry, 8 deaths and 13 assists after not playing the first map. I mean, you've got to be pretty happy with that. I mean, you replaced someone who just only died once. So it's definitely, you know, on your shoulders to keep up the trend going there. And I think you definitely fulfilled it.
Yeah, thanks for the comment. Okay,
Well, yeah.
apples.
We're a lot more comfortable in Snakewater than we are on product.
Yeah, I think that showed it definitely on your mid fights. You were just so dominant and assertive in your mid fights. In comparison to Kevin, you just knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly which players to focus, and it looked like you know, Kevin were a bit lost on the mid fights in comparison to you guys. So I think you know, you really have Snakewater down pat in that regard.
Oh yeah, we're trying our best. We're trying to get better at it. I think there's a lot of room to improve on.
And Apples, how did you feel about your performance on Snakewater, only having the one death?
Honestly, my team said I was baiting, but I'm not sure about that.
Just bait a bit.
But overall, it was pretty enjoyable.
Mate, if that's baiting, keep baiting.
I was like playing up to the level that I was expected to perform at. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah,
And,
definitely. So what do you think of their last holds with the pyros and heavies and engineers? Like, did you find that hard to play against on Snakewater? I used that a couple of times versus you guys.
It's been an issue for us to scout the last position and just push based off what we scouted, and we went on blind on that second push and we got denied by pyro pretty effectively.
Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Honestly, it was like a little bit hard already for like a scout to do for pyro since the new Airbus update, and like especially when you have like 100 ping, that makes it like twice as hard. So usually as a pyro, yeah, you'd like to like go out into the open space rather than like push from under, which we did on the first mistake we did. Then pushing into last, we went from under instead, and we got like super denied from the pyro.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is they weren't running snipers, so there was also, I guess, an opportunity potentially to delay your pop on some of those pushes if you went to high ground.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you guys are keen to shout out anyone in particular? We'll start with 47.
I'd like to shout out to all my Asia Fortress friends out there. Thank you for playing with me so far, and this is through them. If not, I wouldn't be here today. So as all the ozfortress players that have keeping me in the loop to like make me keen on playing, you know, push me, make me improve, even though with the ping disadvantages. So yeah.
And Apples, any shout outs?
Shout outs to Deadstar because he asked for it. And shout out to Harvey, who I assume is watching the stream right now because he messaged me right after my game ended. And yeah.
And Bunnies, any further shout outs?
Oh yeah, shout out to CappingTV. Thanks for casting, appreciate it. And Shout out to Catfish for murking. Solid guy. He's so nice for just jumping in at a short notice, you know. And yeah, shout out to Coconut. Thanks for playing, guys. It was pretty fun. And you know, Kevin, fun team, solid dudes. Thanks for
Super
playing.
fun. Yeah.
And hey, Bender, have you got anyone you'd like to shout out?
Yeah, mate. Shout out to every single shrimp that I've ever played in a team with, all the way back from Div 6, including TC Pame and Monado and all those cool kids like Yulster. But yeah, besides that, make sure you check out the Land Down Under coming out. Yeah, mate, I'll be there. I think I'll be casting by the sound of it, so definitely keen for that.
Well, hopefully I'll see you on the caster's desk, Bender. Keen to cast with you again.
What? Are you going to be there?
Indeed.
IRL?
Yeah.
What the heck? Epic.
And I'd like to shout out my team of dinguses on White Noise, T3, Benny, Joseph, Bill, all the boys. And with that, we're going to be wrapping up this evening. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful time. And it was a terrific match to cast. Good night.
See ya.